What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be covering blue, green, and yellow of the upcoming set. So yeah, 2.5 is on its way, and we have basically after this, it's only 3 more colors after that, and I figured that'll be enough decks for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So since we are covering some Digimon stuff, I figured it'd be cool to talk about our new sponsor, and that is Neko Nexus. They create amazing playmats, and to be straight honest with you, the Sakuyamon looks fabulous, to be straight honest with you, and I highly recommend these playmats. And if you want to save 5%, use RMAUA 5%. That will be down in the descriptions to help you out, so you don't have to go too crazy and understand. But again, I will link the website in the description so you guys can possibly get yourself an amazing playmat. I highly recommend it. They're really well designed, really unique, and I really like where they come from. They have so much on Digimon, it's not even funny, and it grows consistently. You know, if you're a Mastimon fan, you're a Rose Violet in Boots with Necromon, or even Bielstar, or Cinrelmon, or Shoto and Mother D Reaper, or Venusmon, even these are great playmats for you guys to enjoy and love. So that's just something we want to talk about. And one other thing is definitely check out my Etsy store, especially because we will be talking about another Sakuyamon in this video. I do have Sakuyamon tokens for you guys to enjoy. They're really good quality. I enjoy them a lot. You know, you get the Pipe Fox and Uka no Minitama. So these are the Fox tokens that you will be needing for Sakuyamon, and you get 2 of each, which I think is pretty good deal, don't you? Now, let's get into it. So first off, for blue, there wasn't many blue decks this set, and that kind of chops up because, one, it got split in between Exabon support, so that means already a color gets taken out, and basically 2.0 took majority of the blue out of that. So we end up with this monstrosity. So guys, if you do have the Digimon promo, go use it. I wanted to make a list where the $50 promo isn't in the even chance, or even $30 promo. I don't want to make you guys feel like you should be buying a card that could set you back. So I feel like this deck is still confident even without the promo. And again, it shows where it wants to go, right? You know, you do have access to Quinlan. That's just your mem setter, but being able to your turn when any of your Aqua or Sea Animals in its traits attack by spending the Tamer, place 1 level 5 Digimon card for with Aqua in its traits from your hand as a bottom Digievolution card, which leads into some crazy shenanigans, right? Being able to get a level 5 like even Mega Digimon, place 1 of your other Digimon as a bottom Digievolution, this Digimon unsuspends, allows you to multi-attack, especially with Giga Digimon, who has Security Attack 1 and Reboot and Blocker, and just has keyword soup, right? You know, all turns when any of your Digimon played from Digievolution cards, Digivolve 2 of your opponent, Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon by 2, and then from the Digievolution cards of this Digimon with Metal Digimon or X Antibodies Digievolutions, you may play a level 5 or lower without paying its cost. So basically, you can fuel in Giga Digimon, especially because you have jamming inheritables, you know, draw inheritables. It all matters, right? You can use Mega Digimon to be able to get those extra attacks in, and then, you know, Mega Digimon X just prevents the attack change. So Giga Digimon is going to be able to swing in with jamming and just make your opponent have a bad day. I think the deck is still super aggressive with the Crabmon and Digimon parts in the deck that just basically laugh at your opponent if they even think they're going to be able to pull a fast one on you. This deck has so much going for it. I'm really excited to see where they go in the future with this, because again, it's been a hot second since we've had like Giga Digimon. Like, Digimon hasn't been really a deck ever, and Deep Savers was cute when we got it last set, but now with the full introduction of BT20, this deck is a very confident powerhouse into the format. Now, If we take a look, we do have Metal Greymon. This is Blue Flare. If you guys don't know, Lumiamon was in BT19. The whole Blue Flare archetype was in BT19, which would have been amazing to have right off the bat. But being able to reel the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Crossheart, Blue Flare, or Twilight, trade among them to your hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then you may play a Tamer card with 4 costs, you know, less from your hand without paying its cost, and on deletion save. Just Lumiamon is a great option, just being a level 5 and being able to have access to the Kirihas and Nanit, you know, Kiriha in the list. It's really solid across the board. You know, Z Greymons and all that stuff really does matter with the Metal Greymon being able to introduce the ability to just give Metal Greymon the rush, but being able to have this one is super important. You know, when attacking, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with Blue Flare traits under your Tamers without paying its cost. You know, this means your Zegs are very much more live and scary. So Z being on play when digivolving one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of your Digimon with 2 or more Digimon, return one of their level 4 or lower Digimon to hand, and then basically when he goes pop, you get to play a play cost 5 or less from under any of your Tamer without paying its cost, then save, which means you get to combo in with this Greymon with Rush, and it just leads in some great powerhouse, being able to stun, kind of this mid-range strategy that just always Blue Flare has always been a king of, and I think this deck has a lot to stand on this time around. So I think if you guys have been waiting for Blue Flare to be good again, this is your time to shine. Now, we do have Sukuyamon. So if you guys don't know, there's kind of like 2 versions that float around. The one that's more, you know, tamed, which is just basically focusing straight on Sukuyamon, Sukuyamon X, and Kazuamon, and just basically playing the whole Renamon package. You focus on like pause plugins to be able to minus, you know, 6000 DP and activating when digivolving effects don't activate, and then you have like Digi-Evolution plugin S, and the deck is just relatively simple. It's just a Sukuyamon deck playing its tokens and doing everything that Sukuyamon wants to do as a normally fun, good deck. Then you do get its toxic cousin. This is Talmon Loop. This deck is what people are requesting to get hit. The fact with Talmon Ace being able to, it's your turn, you may play a single color option with 5 costs, 5 or less from your hand without paying costs. If your opponent, it's your opponent's turn, they get a security attack 1, and when digivolving don't activate. You know, this now leads into, because of like Kazuamon here that gets to spit out, you know, choose one option, you know, option of 2 or more, cost 2 or more, you may play 1 Talmon or level 4 or lower blue Digimon from this Digi-Evolution card without paying its cost. Basically, you combo it in with the Talmon, play it, and it just builds a wide board. What they did with it was add in an extensively strong draw package. Fireball is there to draw you cards. The Guilmon GG is every single time this thing gets an every single turn swings, you're going to draw 2 cards. That is very important, especially because if this thing survives multiple times left and right, it just leads into that. Hero of the Sky is another draw 2 card, and it just leads into being able to get to your pieces as soon as possible and just loop, you know, the king of the ring, and that is your Shine Greymon Ruin mode. You use Yellow Scramble to kind of just set your plugin S's up, and just your opponent just has to be answering this constantly. You know, this deck has a lot to stand on, and it's very scary to deal with, especially if you can't handle being Ruin mode every single turn. Your deck is most likely going to fall behind, so just keep that in mind, especially with Ruin mode in existence. Now, we do have Excel. So this deck is quite new. It kind of focuses on Chaosmon being able to use everything it's got at its arsenal, right? Chaosmon Volder Arm basically has Partition and Security Attack 1. When digivolving for each of this Digimon's level 6 cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, gain 1 memory, then none of their Digimon or Tamers can activate on play effects or unsuspend until the end of their turn. So Volder Arm is just a really powerful upgrade that the deck kind of needed, and it introduced a new way of playing with, you know, Bancho Leo being Excel. It's this new key, you know, traded effect that just lets this deck have a multiple way of evolving. And again, similar to how, you know, Ryudamon you know, the Alphamon or Yukin mode deck kind of got. You know, with this new upgraded forms with Bancho Leo and Voldramon, this deck has a lot going for it. I think a lot of players will have to tweak this up, but basically the deck is self-contained in the set. Most of the stuff you're going to only need to be picking up is Yellow Memboost, TKs, Ukumons, and basically probably old Chaosmon. So everything else can be pulled from the set, which leads into kind of a budget-friendly strategy and most likely won't be expensive. But again, like, the deck has a lot going for it and leading into a very powerful level 7 top end. And then you have like an option in the set, the Singularity of Chaos, gain 1 memory, add this card to your hand for security. But you may play 1 Digimon with Excel trait from your hand with its play cost reduced by 4, then place this card as any Digimon's bottom Digievolution card. But end of your turn, if this Digimon has Chaos in its name, trash your opponent's top security stack. This Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for 30,000 DP for the turn. So this is basically to help, you know, trigger your partitions and separate your Digimon. And again, it's kind of useful, right? You know, other than by your effect or battle, you may play 1. Because the minusing DP is a game mechanic, it just guarantees Voldararm to separate and partition to create the Voldramon, basically because they have on play suspend all your opponent's Digimon, and one of your Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP for the turn. Then one of your Digimon may attack, and then you have like Bancho Leo that has an on play DDGL 2 of one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of their Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP until the end of the turn. You know, being able to have, you know, DNAs and stuff like that all lead up to just very powerful deck that, again, I can't wait for people to cook and actually play this deck. Now, you do have Pulsemon kind of doing some shenanigans. The new Kazuchimon is with Fortitude. When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then one of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of turn. All turns when Tamers are placed in this Digimon's Digivolution card, activate one of this Digimon's when Digivolving effect, then one of your Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. You know, being able to have the recovery as well in this, you're not really playing the ace because you're not really having room in the Pulsemon theme. But I figured upgrading the old Pulsemon deck that we originally had to this, I think it's pretty fine and pretty safe to say it has some decent upgrades. And I think the new Kazuchi is really solid. You know, you have Boltmon. That's basically when Tamer cards are placed in this Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon can't activate when Digivolving effects until the end of turn. Just really powerful skill, just being able to lock them out of that. You have like Bulkmon, that basically says if you have 3 or more security, you may add the top security star to hand. Then if you have 2 or fewer, recovery 1. You know, all the good stuff that this new support kind of gives that a lot of players weren't expecting to see. You know, you have Code Cracker Fang and Hacker Judge. If your opponent has a Digimon gain a memory, then when any of your Digimon are played or Digivolved, you may Mind Link with one of your Digimon with Pulsemon in its text or SOC or Secret trait. You know, giving Alliance, Piercing, and Barrier is just really powerful, right? So the deck has a lot going for it here. Now we're getting into another great deck. This one's not as high competitive, but if you really wanted to play the Mega Gargo, you know, when Digivolving, when attacking, you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Security attack 1. You know, he's 13,000 DP, he's going to get in there. But to be honest with you, this deck is just more for casual fun and for anybody that is a big fan of doggos. So just keep that in mind. But, wow, that is, nope, we skipped one. I was wondering what happened. So, this is none other than Zephygamon. So if you guys have been waiting for Zephyga to be good, I think this is your time to shine. With this new Zephyga Ace in the list, and not even kidding you, with 1 Tamer and Zephyga Ace, the deck is really powerful. It's got Piercing, Vortex, and Blocker. When any Digimon suspends, this Digimon may unsuspend, and then on play when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon. Then for every 2 suspended Digimon, you return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Just really powerful. The ace is very strong. You know, you have Medieval Gallant in the list. You know, Future Potential is an option. Choose 1 Tamer and you may play 1 Digimon card with the same color as the chosen and a play cost 3 or less from your hand or trash without paying its cost. You know, the new Shoto just adds in another layer. By returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play one Shoto from your hand without paying its cost. Then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1/3 Avian or Bird, which is going to be your Terramons right from there without paying its cost. And then by suspending this tamer, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and until the end of turn, one of your Digimon Vortex Warrior traits gains plus 2000 DP. And I think this was really cute addition, but Blast Disaster, suspend all your opponent's Digimon, then gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. I mean, if they have a wide board, especially with Talmon Loop, you can just, boom, suspend everything and just kind of just clear up the board a little bit with your Vortexes and shenanigans. So, kind of cute. I think the list has a lot going for it, and I think a lot of players will start evolving it more and more. But all in all, though, I think if you guys need a new playmat, go check out Neko Nexus using my discount code, and that is RMAUA 5%. So that'll give you 5% off your order, which is really solid to get some of these playmats, right? So guys, what did you think of the video? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.